Hi friends, it's Mr. Adams. I'm really glad that you're here today because we have something really important to talk about for our big rhythm project that we're doing right now. For the past few weeks, you've been getting ready some sentences. Keep your mask on while we sing, please, and stuff like that. You've been trying to get those ready. And I've been seeing the ones you've been sending me, and they sound so good. I can tell that you're getting them in your brain and that you're ready to say them, you're ready to perform them on instruments. And I know, you're at home. You don't have any instruments. Mr. Adams, what are you talking about? I don't have any instruments at home. Well, the thing is, you do. You have instruments at your house, or at least you have objects at your house, things around you that you can use as instruments. Let me show you. For example, our first part that we're going to have playing is a bass drum. Now, I don't have a big old bass drum like in a band or an orchestra, but I've got a big hand drum, one of the big boys that we have. And I got a mallet. I've got a stick I can play on it, and it makes a very low sound. So I could do, keep your mask on while we sing, please. Keep your mask on while we sing, please. But if you're at home and you're doing that part, well, you're probably not going to have a big drum like that. But you might have a basket, and the basket's got a bottom on it, kind of like the skin of the hand drum, the part that you hit or tap. You've got that. So you could hold the basket some way, put it on your lap, put it on the floor, and take your hand. While we sing, please, keep your mask on. While we sing, please. You could do that. Or if you've got maybe a kitchen spoon or kitchen fork, something that is solid that you can tap on there. You could do that. Let me see if it works on the floor. I haven't tried it on the floor yet. Keep your mask on while we sing, please. So you can try any object that you want. I also have a box. This box, we can make a pretty good sound. It could work it that way. I could also open it and just have part of it just hanging open. Okay. I'm going to show you one more example of a different part. One of our parts is going to be on a shaker. So maracas or the egg shakers, you know those. It's going to be on these. And it's going to be the please keep your distance. Please keep your distance. Or at least some of those instruments might be on that part. It could be a different instrument. But you can have a shaker at home. Something that makes a sound when you shake it around. For example, at school here, I've got this cup of little plastic pencils that I can use to make groups out of. And I shake that. Please keep your distance. Please keep your distance. That could work. Or I have something that probably a lot of you have at home. Let's see. Please keep your distance. Please keep your distance. Does anybody know what that sound is? It's a box of crayons that I have at school. And I bet a lot of you have pencils or pens or markers or crayons. If you put them in a box and you just shake them around, you can make a shaker out of it. Or any kind of box. I could put those crayons inside that box I just tapped on. I could put those crayons in there and shake that around. So I want to give you some ideas. I'm trying to give you some ideas of house instruments that you could find or you could make. Now, if you have a real instrument at home, like you really have a drum at home that you could play on, perfect. You can play on that drum when you make your video. That's fine. But if you don't have any real instruments, any instruments like you would play at school at home. That's okay. You know where most instruments started? Pieces of wood that people would cut apart, banging on empty logs of wood, taking animal bones and tapping them on there. These instruments that we play on are really new compared to a lot of old instruments. Old instruments were found, rocks smacking on each other. Really, a lot of instruments come from what we find in nature. So, all I'm saying is, I bet you could find some instrument or thing in your house that would be the part of the instrument. So I'm going to give you the sounds that we're looking for the parts, and I want to see if you can find something to fit that part. If you can't find something that you think is super duper close, get as close as you think you can. That is okay. There is nothing wrong with having something that is just a little bit different. It's always okay to be a little different. So I'm going to play all the parts, or play all the real instruments that I have here, and see if you can figure out what you can do at home to play those parts. I'm going to start from the bottom, and I already did this one, but I'll play it again. So this will be, keep your mask on while we sing, please. Keep mask while we sing, please. Okay, so some kind of low sound that you can do. The next part up, I'm going to play triangle. So if you can find something that's like tinkly sounding, then you can probably do it on there. So it'll be on while we sing, please. Keep your mask on while we sing, please. Okay? Next, tempo blocks. And this one might be hard, but I bet one of you can find something to fit this. Don't touch your eyes or your nose or your mouth. I bet one of you could find something in your house that sounds like that. What's next? Bongos. Now, if you can find two things that are similar, but two different sizes, so you have a low sound and a high sound, I bet you could. Let's see. Please go wash your hands. 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 Or you can do. Cowbell, and I couldn't find my cowbell right now when I was about to make this, so I have my go-go bells, which are pretty close. What part is it? Please go wash your hands. Also use soap. 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 Okay? Good. Conga. Now this one is also a low sound. So if you found something for your bass drum sound, your low sound, you can do this for the conga line. Which one is the conga? Here at school we will have fun and stay safe. Here at school we will have fun and stay safe. Okay? Ooh, claves, or rhythm sticks. This one, I bet a lot of you can find. Like if you have sticks outside, like really hard sticks, not just like sticks that break easily, but really nice hard sticks. Or like a kitchen spoon or kitchen fork, something made out of wood. Please keep your distance. The sound that I'm looking for with the ones at school is going to sound like this. So if you have something that sounds like that sharp and that loud, that's pretty good. Or even if it's just sticks from outside, that's still something that you put together to play this part. And the last one, every single one of you are going to be able to do, because it's actually two instruments that I've decided that are going to be on here. One is Oh, and the one for the sticks, that's also the shaker one. So if you've done a shaker, it's that part too. Please keep your distance. Shaking like that. This one, though, is hand drum. Follow the rules here. We want to keep you safe at school. Please follow the rules here. We want to keep you safe at school. That part is also clapping. Follow the rules here. We want to keep you safe at school. So if you don't think you can find anything and you've tried, try. Always try. If you don't think you can find anything that you think would sound good enough, or if you can't get permission to use anything from around your house or your apartment, wherever, then you can just clap on this part. That's fine. If you've been assigned this part, you can't just do this part for fun. I'm assigning all these parts to different grade levels. But if you can't find an instrument to play, then you can clap this part. That's fine. I'd like for you to try, and I bet you could find something. Hey, even if it's taking off your shoes and patting them on the floor, even if it's that, I bet you could find something. Hey, I've got the easiest one. This one's kind of like a scraper, kind of like our sandpaper blocks that against each other. I got 2 pieces of paper. If I kind of fold them up a little bit, crumple them up a little bit even, I can make little scrapers out of this. Okay? Even something as simple as paper makes a sound. So, find an instrument that matches one of the parts that I've assigned you. And it's on your exit ticket. So when you go to your exit ticket this week, one of those parts that I've assigned you, try to find something that you think will sound good with that. Even if it doesn't match the one that I played when I was saying it, even if it doesn't match, I want you to try to find an instrument in your house, something in your house that will work to make a sound for that line. Here's where the rules are, though. Ask permission. Ask permission. If it's not yours, if it's something that you're borrowing from the kitchen or from your brother's or sister's room or your parents' room, ask permission. It's really important. I don't want a parent emailing me this week saying, Mr. Adams, you told my kid to steal something from my room. Nope. I didn't tell him, and I'm telling them right now, so there's video evidence of me saying this. Ask permission if it's not yours. Get permission, and return it when you're done. Make sure you don't break it. If a person doesn't want you using their stuff, obviously don't use it. But be creative. I know you can find something that will make a musical sound. Even if it doesn't sound as fantastic as some of our instruments do in here, I bet you can find something that sounds really, really cool with your part that you're going to pick. Okay. I'm going to snap and take you to the exit ticket instructions. Or if you want to end after the snap, you can go to the exit ticket and look at the instructions there. Okay? It's basically going to be the same thing. Find an instrument, practice saying it with your line, practice playing it with your line, and then do it without saying the words. Just playing the instrument with your line, not saying the words out loud. Okay? So, here come your exit ticket instructions. So, now that we have our lesson done and you found your instrument, you're going to come to your exit ticket page and you're basically going to do the same thing that you've done for the past 2 weeks. Almost the same thing, except for now, you've got your homemade instrument that you found or made. You are now going to pick your part. Doesn't matter which part, just pick your part to play with your instrument, whichever one you think your instrument sounds the best with, and you're going to practice. Let's pretend that I've practiced. I've listened to this, I've picked up my instrument, I've shaken along, and said my part. I'm then going to come up to Submit Assignment, just like before. Click Record Upload Media, just like before. I'm going to turn off my camera. See if Loom lets me turn off my camera to do this. Now I'm going to make my part. I'm going to say my part after I've started recording. Please keep your distance. Please keep your distance. Please keep your distance. Please keep your distance. Okay? So once I'm done, I'll click finish. And do say your part 4 times. Click save. Click submit assignment. And that's it. You are done. Please keep your instrument if you can, or if you've borrowed it, please make sure you return it and get it back for next week. I hope you have a really good week. That's Mr. Bush talking to Mr. Bullard about something. So I'm just going to go ahead and end. I hope you have a really good week. I hope to see you soon. I hope to see your videos very soon. Bye.